5 Disney classics Whippersnappers never heard of. The Strongest Man in the World. This silly sequel to the sci-fi light film The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes centers around an accidental super strength formula and a corrupt cereal magnate trying to sabotage his competition. When Dexter Riley of short-lived scholastic fame becomes an unwitting guinea pig in a lab experiment gone wrong, his newfound Herculean powers inspire the always desperate Dean of Medfield College to once again cash in on the C-average student's dumb luck. Believing a concoction of nutritional supplements in combination with well-known breakfast cereal to have created a magical He-Man elixir, Dean Higgins enters the college into a high-stakes weightlifting tournament against the brand's #1 rival with some predictably ridiculous results. If you like a leisurely 70s-style ride through Goofsville, make sure to check out this cheeky duo that does the science fiction genre less than zero justice. The Apple Dumpling Gang. Newcomer Russell Donovan isn't in town 5 minutes before he's targeted by a notorious twosome, hornswoggled into guardianship of 3 unwanted children, and on the wrong side of a sheriff whose application of the law is downright needs must where this big city stranger and his recently orphaned predicaments are concerned. Eager to move on from the one-horse, two-bumbling bandits town, Donovan looks to some questionable locals to foster the runny-nosed ragamuffins and to straight-shooting Magnolia Dusty Clydesdale, thinking he can pawn off parental duties on the social default of domesticity and child-rearing, a woman, just as their deadbeat relation saddled him. But Dusty is no petticoated pushover, nor is she without compassion when she sees even self-serving city slicker Donovan can't bear selling out his unfortunate charges. When the urchins strike gold in an abandoned mine and enlist the aid of hapless hoodlums Theodore and Amos, played by comedy icons Don Knotts and Tim Conway, who've run afoul of the law and the cold-blooded Stillwell gang, all sorts of 10-gallon hijinks, spur-slapping mishaps, and rootin'-tootin' calamity ensues. Herbie rides again. In a world where objects are sentient beings, comes the tale of a valiant Volkswagen Beetle whose human and home are under threat from recurring Disney villain and incarnation of corporate greed, Alonzo Hawk, who's determined to demolish the kindly widow's old firehouse, as he has the rest of the neighborhood, and erect Hawk Towers in its place. Hawk controls the entire city, having made his fortune wrecking beloved architectural landmarks and putting up shopping centers and parking lots, and has proven a law unto himself. But when he resorts to criminal measures to clear the path for his newest building project, Herbie the Lovebug goes tough love on the ruthless tycoon, with hilarious consequences. If you enjoy underdog stories, cars entering their villain era, and little old ladies getting in touch with their dark side, this adorable feature, with Helen Hayes as the fiery heroine and the feisty Herbie as himself, is certain to delight. And be sure to check out the other Herbie movies starring Disney regular Dean Jones, comedy oddfish Don Knotts, Carol Burnett show talent Harvey Korman, the legendary Cloris Leachman, and more. Snowball Express. You've heard of quiet quitting, but how about shout it from the mountaintop quitting? When rundown employee Johnny Baxter inherits a hotel in snowy Colorado, he clocks out of his soul-crushing career and packs up his reluctant family, throwing caution and his punch card permanently to the wind. But if his day job was a pain in the horse's caboose, it's nothing to the ordeal that awaits him after his unilateral, jangle-brained decision turns out to be woefully ill-informed and precariously underprepared. It's not just the critter-infested fixer-upper, however, that has him in a proverbial jam. Predatory banker Martin Ridgway has his sights set on the property and schemes to thwart Baxter's plans to convert the clapboard igloo into a ski lodge at every uproarious juncture. With the help of the hotel's cantankerous squatter Jesse, disaster-prone jack-of-all-trades local Wally, his 2 children, and impossibly patient level-headed wife Sue, Baxter embarks on a screwball adventure of black diamond blunders, snowmobiling mayhem, and startup business fiascos that teaches him a valuable lesson about the perils of putting an I in team, the importance of working together, and the power of family and unlikely friendship. Candle Shoe. This wholesome bygone stars 2 of my favorite leading ladies from Disney's glory days, Jodie Foster and Helen Hayes, when streetwise tomboy and missing heiress lookalike Casey becomes embroiled in a con to swindle the assets out from under a grieving grandmother. What should have been a simple enough scheme gets very complicated very quickly. Tasked with a scavenger hunt to uncover pirate plunder hidden somewhere on the sprawling English estate, Casey discovers more than just clues to Captain Joshua's treasure. Lady St. Edmund, her devoted butler, and the orphan children she's welcomed into her home face a frightful dilemma, one a dead man's chest of gold could solve, if not for the greedy cutthroats who will stop at nothing to fleece the old dame. Determined to maintain her facade and protect the household all on her own, Casey soon learns that grandmother was right. You can't go through life alone. That mutual trust and teamwork go much farther than taking no prisoner's toughness and keeping your proverbial dukes up, and that family, of which she's unintentionally become an integral part, isn't only DNA deep. If this story sounds familiar, do not adjust your screens. You're remembering the rumors surrounding the disappearance of Russian Princess Anastasia Romanov, or more likely, the 1997 animated film inspired by those rumors, featuring a ghoulish reimagining of the mystical Rasputin and a particularly savage villain song. So if you're in the mood for a double feature, why not watch them both?